Money, money. I love that money. Money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. You don't really want to play. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. You don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. It's money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Money, 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 make you shut your mouth. Don't never ever talk about it if you never had the clout. You don't know what to say. Stay up out of my way. Money, 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 make you shut them off. Keep playing with this Goonies, boy, I'm gonna have to make the call. Stay in bounds on your pivot, boy, if you're going ball. A lot of niggas be fake, and you really can't play. So we done got it out the mud.
That's right. Sports on the Hill podcast, True Radio Network. CP3 coming to you live from the lab. You see, we got Big Brian B in the building, New York Giants, New York Knicks, New York Yankees lover. You know, we had this, I think this is the first time we've had Brian on the pregame show. So, you know, we had to bring a new point of view from the New York side of it. And we're going to break down this upcoming game. We're going to go over some keys to victory as I always do. Normally I have five, but this is such a important game on so many different levels for this team, and I'll get into that. I got seven keys to victory tonight. So we want to get into all of that. I actually had a pregame on for NFL Network, so watching the guys warm up and get ready for this huge game. Brian, how are you doing tonight? Coming off of a loss from your team, also the first week of the season.
CP3, I'm doing pretty well, man. I'm looking forward to this game tonight. I'm watching the Yankees had an early game today. It started at 5 o'clock against the Orioles, so I'm watching that now before I get to the pregame show for tonight's game. But I am very much looking forward to this game. I've been looking forward to it all week. Two teams, both of our teams, we desperately need wins going into this one. So we'll see who comes out on top, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a must win for both of these teams. There are some high expectations for this Washington football team after winning the division last year and coming off that week one loss, which I did not predict. I thought they would take care of the Chargers and figured they would take care of the Giants on a short week. So now this went from okay, if we split, it's cool to yeah, we have to win this game this week because you got Buffalo in week 3, and yeah, you don't want to go to Buffalo 0-2 after Buffalo lost in the first week of the season. So yeah, that's why I say this is such an important game for this Washington football team because it can definitely set the trend for the season going ahead because we have a tough schedule already. And then if you go into a tough schedule and an 0-2 and possibly 0-3 hole, yeah, being repeat NFC East champions is not going to be in the cards for you if you're starting out that way. Brian, your New York Giants definitely didn't start out the season the way you wanted them to. Coach Judge, is normally known for having a team that's ready and prepared. A lot of the things that I've heard about the game I didn't see was that they looked like they were unprepared and didn't come out ready to play the game. What is your synopsis of your Giants team after week one?
I agree with what you just said. Having watched game one, the first game of the season, I like you had very high expectations for the Giants. Like you have with Washington football, I have very high expectations for the Giants going into the season, and a lot of those were dashed with how they looked in week one. Honestly, I expected them. I don't think there's really any excuse to lose to Denver. I don't think Denver's that good, and to lose to them by as much as they did, I think it was 21 points. in your season opening game at home is demoralizing. The defense, nobody really other than Blake Martinez and Logan Ryan showed up. Offensively, Saquon Barkley did nothing. Kenny Galladay didn't do much. Sterling Shepard played well, but that was about it. Daniel Jones continues to have problems holding on to the ball. It's been a constant issue in his 3 years now in the NFL. Has been Daniel Jones holding on to the football. It's been a complete issue. And they have a lot of work to do. There was a lot of questions. I was one of the few optimistic Giants fans. Most people were pretty negative and down on the team going into the season. Most people thought they were hearing about all the fights in training camp. They were hearing about all the drama and all that stuff. And I was one of the few people who was like, I still think they're going to win the NFC East. But after week one, I would say those people, the negative people, are starting to look more right.
I can dig it. I feel you on that, especially with that fan base and that media, just like here in DC, once things don't start out right, everybody starts to pile on. Appreciate the folks that's checking us out. Kim, appreciate it. She said that the volume is coming in low. I'm working on that. I'm experimenting with some new things in the lab, so I thought I had fixed it where the vocals would be higher, but hopefully it's coming in a little bit better now. I'm working on getting that perfected. Like I have to do another test show and get that worked on because I've been noticing low volume also, but I appreciate that. What's up, Sif? Appreciate you checking us out also. Yeah, this definitely a must win for the team. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the keys to victory for this game for the Washington football team before we talk about some of the other things going on. Number one thing to me is to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Last week we saw the Chargers came out with a quick throw mentality and to try to negate the pass rush. And as we talked about on Monday night on Sports on the Hill, Dujanet had a great point that Jack Del Rio was using a lot of different combinations and a lot of different personnel out there, and they didn't really have a chemistry working together, and that's why you saw so many times that the wide receiver or the receiver was wide open or had plenty of space around him. So we're hoping that he, has rectified that this week. But they're definitely going to have to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to run the ball. They ran the ball last week pretty effective, but, they have to continue to do that and hopefully, control the line of scrimmage on both sides. That injury to Fitzpatrick was because of a clean hit, of the tackle, getting beat. So you got to solidify that on the offensive side and the defensive side. They have to dictate the pace. Last week they were pretty much held in check. I was watching NFL Network this morning. They were talking about the top 5 rookie performances of week 1. And Slater, the tackle that pretty much held Chase Young at bay in college and the pros in his first game against them. And he was number 5 at their, best rookie performance of the week. So I feel like, Chase definitely has something to prove this week. Number 2, forced turnovers and no turnovers on offense. As Brian alluded to, Daniel Jones has the most turnovers in the last 3 years since he's been in the league at 40. If he has less than 42 or 43, believe in the night, I feel like something would be wrong. But the defense should be hungry and ready to make some things happen after that performance they had in week 1. Number 3, time of possession. They Chargers had 35 minutes of time of possession last week. That's why the offense didn't really get a chance to put up a lot of points because they didn't have the ball because the defense was giving up 14 to 19 third down conversion. So time of possession is going to be key. Run the ball. Hoping Scott Turner tailors the playbook more to Heineke's strengths and continues to run the ball with Curtis Samuel still out. Diami Brown is getting a start. I'm having a little conflict in fantasy football because he's on my squad. He put up negative 2 points last week, and I left Landry on the bench, and he put up 16 points. I came back and won, but coming back from down 50 points on Monday Night Football doesn't happen every time.
True.
Yeah, I know I got a little lucky. I had some key players that played in that game that got me the victory, but I have to do a coin flip if I have to put him in the game or stick with. I got Tyreek Hill, Landry, And I forgot I got another top wide
Wait, hang on. Is Tyreek Hill on your bench?
No, Tyreek Hill never comes on. No.
Okay,
Tyreek
good,
Hill, no.
good. Ooh, that was scary for a second
No,
there. I was saying, you're playing De'Ami Brown over Tyreek Hill,
no,
man.
that's why Brown's on the bench.
Okay, good. Okay.
Oh, there's no way Tyreek is getting out of the starting lineup only when he's on the bye. That's the only way he's going.
Okay, good.
He put up 26 points, man. Are you crazy? Number 4, defense must dominate and get off the field on third downs. Key, as I just mentioned, they gave up 14 of 19 last week. Granted, Chargers have a nice offense with a good young quarterback and with a New Orleans Saints offensive coordinator calling the game. So yeah, he definitely controlled the ball, controlled everything, and had the defense on their heels. So this week the defense, has to step up. As I said, force turnovers, get pressure on Jones, keep him in the pocket. He always hurts the Washington football team with his feet. When he gets out the pocket, that's when he, causes us problems. And remember, he is 4-0 against the Washington football team. He has 8 victories in his career, and 4 of them have come to the Washington football team. Just let that sink in for him. So hopefully tonight he will get his first loss against the Washington football team. Number 5, get a lead. Offense show some type of chemistry and some type of rhythm early in the game. Tired of them having to come back in the second half or rebound from a bad first half. Coach Rivera said that he has confidence that Scott Turner will communicate with Heineke and tailor the game plan to him and put the plays in as to his strength. We will definitely see that tonight when during this ball game. We saw what Heineke did in the wild card game. Saw how he played for the most part when he got in week 1. And I said if he continues to play the way he did in week 1 throughout the rest of the season or these next 6 to 8 weeks, I think this team will be in a good position to win. But as long as the defense, doesn't play like it did in week 1 for the rest of the season going forward. Number 6, the O-line must block better. That's why I had to just put that as a separate. I spoke about it earlier, but they have to block better. Heineke is more mobile, so he can buy time with his feet if the pocket breaks down, which is cool. But you also want him to be able to set his feet, sit in the pocket, and get the ball to the playmakers without having to scramble around, running around like he's losing his mind, because the defensive line is outplaying the offensive line. They have to get out there, get after it, play like a unit. Hopefully they fixed some of the issues they had last week. We spoke about the tackles, both tackles, Sam Cosmi and Charles Leno, basically got outplayed. The interior was decent. Sheriff had those 2 penalties that didn't help the team. So offensive line is going to be key. And number 7, and to me, one as a defensive guy, the most important thing, defense must wreak havoc throughout this whole game. I don't want to see Daniel Jones comfortable at all in the backfield. Saquon Barkley is still listed as questionable with the knee. He's probably going to play, so he's not 100%. So there's no way this man should have a good game against this defense that's supposed to be possibly top ranked in the league. So I'm a strong defensive guy, so you gotta have a defense. And to me, this has to be a statement bounce back game after that performance they put up on Sunday. Brian, do you have any keys to victory for your New York Giants that not going to wish you luck, but any keys to victory?
I'll just say Daniel Jones absolutely has to be better. I know this is against the team, and I think it is a bit of a narrative that he can only beat the Washington football team. This would be his 5th win if he were to get it, but he absolutely has to be better. You talked about all the turnovers; it's just inexcusable. There's a lot of questions about Jones. My key for him would be to get the ball to his weapons. I agree with you. Saquon Barkley, not 100%, and also going up against a tough Washington defensive line. So I think Daniel Jones is going to have to either use his legs or get the balls to his weapons in Galladay, Kadarius Toney, Kyle Rudolph, people like that, Sterling Shepard, Slayton. Those guys are going to have big games for the Giants to win. I don't know if it's going to happen though. You've made some good points as to why Washington might have it tonight. This is going to be an interesting game. As an NFC East fan, I'm mildly concerned with how good the Cowboys looked week one and how good Philly looked week one as well. So these are big games. If we want to keep pace with those two teams, they could be better than we thought they were.
Definitely, yeah. Dak was throwing the ball around pretty well. I was going against not 19. What's the other one? The other wide receiver they got. I was going.
CD Lamb.
Yeah, I was going against him. He caught that touchdown. I was like, damn it. He got like 19 points. So yeah, I was going against. I was watching the game. Yeah, Dak definitely looked like he's back to his form. That offense looked good. So I mean, the running game was Elliott is still lacking, and even with him not producing, Dak still put up over 400 yards and almost won that game. But give Brady a minute, anything. It's going to happen. So then Philly, yeah, I haven't, as I said on Monday, I haven't really looked at them. I pretty much discounted them, going into the season, but seeing the way they performed on Sunday, being Thursday, I still haven't had a chance to really look at their recap of their game and see what they were doing. But yeah, they definitely look like they're poised to make some noise. And yeah, the Giants and the Washington football team, still a question mark with both of their performances in week one. The Cowboys lost, but they still look good. Eagles won. They said, from what I heard, Jalen Hurts looked like
he looked really good. I was about to say Jalen Hurts looked like he could be the real deal, like potential future MVP good.
Yeah, they were saying he looked like RG3 in 2012. So yeah,
Arun's gonna like that.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Arun wasn't on the show when we actually had some real RG3 news and on the team. Me and Robbie was laughing about that. It's like the one show where Arun would have had a perfect layup for RG3 tweet or something he wasn't here for. He's like, missed opportunity. But,
I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting going forward with this division. We know how terribly bad they were last year. Most of the teams have improved, on paper. We want to see how the season falls out. As of right now, there's only one team with a victory in the division, so it's only week one. But yeah, this is a major game for both teams. Neither one of them want to be 0-2, especially with the Washington football team, with this being the only division game until December, where we have 5 division games in a 5-week span. We're the only team in the league that has that. I remember the league did it league-wide one year, which was cool, made it more interesting for the end of the season games, but they meant so much with being division games. But I kind of find it fishy that the Washington football team's the only team that has that on their schedule.
I've never seen that before either, by the way. I think that's weird. Even though it's not my team, I've never seen scheduling like that before ever.
Man, it's a conspiracy. They just don't like the Washington football team.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
Yeah, it's all good, man. They gotta play. You gotta play who's in front of you. Like I said, they won a division, so they got a first place schedule. So they got some tough teams on the schedule. Like I said, you got Buffalo in week 3, and I just took the schedule off my phone. Oh well, let's just say, yeah. After the first month of the season, yeah, things get a little bit tough. You got Kansas City, you got Green Bay. Yeah, and that's all you pretty much got to say right there. But Kansas City on the schedule, so what they did against Cleveland, who looked real good on Sunday, but they still found a way to that damn Mahomes.
Green Bay looked really bad, though. Green Bay got owned by the Saints. Like, they got absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah, we also got the Saints, too. So, yeah, that game really, with Jameis Winston, 5 touchdowns, no turnovers, and dominating the way they did, I definitely did not see that coming. I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan anyway, so I can really give a damn what he does. I feel like he's so overrated, and it's just ridiculous. He gets away with so much because he's never had any help. Yeah, whatever. I don't get that BS.
I mean, he's got Devontae Adams, he's got Aaron Jones. How much more help do you need?
Man, he's had help. They just don't want to claim it as help because it wasn't Hall of Fame help. Like, man, you missed that. What's up, dude? Appreciate you checking us out. I figured you was busy. I wanted to give you the night off. I know you know how we go in and talking all the way up to kickoff. But, yeah, we pretty much, get ready to wrap it up. I know folks getting ready to watch the other pregame and get ready to settle in, eat dinner and everything. But as always, appreciate y'all checking us out. Brian, you got anything going on? You want to tell them what's going on with your podcast? I know you've been having a roller coaster ride with your Yankees lately.
Yeah, it has been an emotional roller coaster. I've pretty much committed to covering every game this season for the Yankees for my podcast, and it's just an up and down roller coaster ride. I talk about more on it on my podcast. I also had an NFL roundtable with Tim and Arun this week, and they did a great job. It was a lot of fun talking football with them as well. Great podcast episode. It's a little long, but I time-stamped it so everybody can skip the parts they don't want to listen to. I'm totally cool with that. That's pretty much all I have going on. Hope the Giants win tonight, but definitely a little demoralized after week 1. We'll see how it goes. Again, I won't wish good luck to you either, Carol, since you didn't do it for me. But I hope it's a good game, and may the best team win.
Definitely. I hope it's a good game also. It's prime time. It's a major division battle, and I already talked about the importance it was for both teams. Hopefully they both come out playing well, and we see some good football, some classic NFC East divisional football. So, I'll let you guys chill. I'm about to do the same. Get me another adult beverage, fix something to eat, get ready to watch this Thursday night football game. Tune in. I'm going to try to do a post game depending on how long and how late the game go. I got to be to work first thing in the morning. So if I do get on, it might just be a short, maybe 15, 20-minute thing and get off. But it depends on how good the game was. If it's a good game, I'm definitely going to get on it. But appreciate y'all checking us out. Enjoy the game. Hail to the Washington football team. Make sure you check out Sports OTHP every Monday and every game before and after for pregame and postgame, win, lose, or draw. And make sure you check out At the Bar Radio every Sunday at 6 o'clock. We're taking off this week. Renegade got a performance, so we won't be having a show. But next week, we'll have a great show. Have two special guests coming in, so stay tuned. I'm going to do a commercial for that. So, trying to do a little build-up to make sure y'all tune in. Next Sunday at 6 o'clock on At the Bar Radio, streaming live, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and wherever else you do hashtag At the Bar Radio Sports OTHP. All right, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and let you get up out of here. I'm about to do the same. And as always, Sports OTHP, we out.
Money.